So don't mind my hair. I'm enjoying the last few days that I have of probably nursing my last baby. Tomorrow my husband and I will find out what kind of treatment we'll be getting on top of other holistic methods that I'll be utilizing to up my immunity and help along with it, because if you're fully dependent on chemicals, first of all, it's also harsh on your body, and it doesn't also help as much as natural would, in the sense of help replenish and restore the natural cells as well that are working well. It hurts me about the nursing because I've nursed all my children, and she's not getting her nourishment from me, then she's getting it. It's not even just her nourishment, it's the bond. It's my last child, so it hurts. But I view her as a blessing, because had I not had her and didn't get pregnant with her, something could have been manifesting there, and I wouldn't have known it for a long time maybe, and it would have been maybe too late for me. We've caught it fairly early, at stage 2. It is a invasive ductal cancer. So all due to the fact I was pregnant and going to be breastfeeding, did it show itself even further, because it showed up like mastitis. And, I know the symptoms and what to look out for. And I kept saying different things, kept bringing it up. But ladies and gentlemen, if you are sure there is something different with your body, make sure you tell your GP, or your PCP, sorry. You know your body well enough. For years, I've had a lump in my breast where I was told that it's just fibrous breast tissue for years. And tomorrow I am going to ask, is that area that I told you affected? Because if it is, I would not doubt that it went cancerous. Because nowadays, if you have a lump, and mind you, anytime I went to the doctor and got a full physical, nobody, from one person to the next. So for years, I'm talking in my early 20s. I'm in my mid 30s now. I have been saying something about this particular lump in my breast. And nowadays, they will just, more than likely, just to play it safe and monitor it. But depending on a certain stage, if it keeps getting bigger or whatever, they might very well opt for a lumpectomy, whether it's benign or not. So you know your body well enough, you need to speak up. And I never thought anything would come of that particular part. And I do breastfeed all my children. But interestingly enough, this is my right breast. I'm left-handed. But this particular breast never did very well with breastfeeding with me. So I would always kind of just, it wasn't as easy as my left side. I just put it that because I'm left side dominant, that's one thing. But no, I always feel full still. I just couldn't drain it or take too long. And then eventually, as months would pass, my milk supply would decrease in it. And I would get a little bit off, but not a lot. Just enough to pump just a little bit, but nothing that my children wouldn't nurse on, because it would take too long and they would get frustrated at the breast. So I would get nipped or anything like that. So be very mindful. I'll keep you posted to what's happening, and I don't know if I'll ever make this public, but these are things for my children to look at. My hair will be gone, but I'm used to being bald in that sense. Not totally bald, but my hair cut straight to the, skin pretty much, because of when I had my son, and that year before, which is just last year, the year before, I mainly wanted my hair short. I didn't want to have to worry about it. I was working a lot, and um, it just was a different style I wanted to try. But you know your body well enough. If not, then you need to be paying attention to silent signals that it's giving you. I know my body very well. So this is something that I should have put my foot down even further on. Because look at where it has landed me. Look at where it has landed my family. And it's going to take a toll on us to go through all these kind of things. Again, I'm very thankful to God that we've caught it early enough that the treatment option should be better, and I can very much utilize holistic methods as well to help me. Meat, not a thing anymore. Dairy, as far as cheese, because I love cheese. I will do fish. I will do eggs for now. And I'm okay with that, because me and my husband were trying to go vegan, vegetarian, but I have been dragging my feet, and I'm the cook in the house, so he depends on me more. So we eat a lot of fish, because culturally we tend to eat a lot of fish. But even slow up on that a bit, you know, and really utilize raw plant-based to get the full nutritional benefits that we can get for not only ourselves but our children. They need to be used to these kind of foods. Westernized food is extremely processed and high in sugar. So when it comes down to it, a lot of our kids get so used to eating that when they're eating very basic meals that aren't extremely covered in flavoring and sugar, they don't want to eat it. They don't want to eat it. And let's get real, things are getting hard for most people out here. People are having to eat very basic again. And I mean, not tons of meat, but more vegetables and grains, depending on where you're from, that may work for you. And very little meat. You have to eat more vegetables. People making garden beds again, because a few generations got out of that habit. I was raised with a very small garden in the back, nothing much, just a seasonal thing. But I have not did a garden, and we purchased a house 3 years ago. We have a lot of yard space, but we never got around to doing it with work and just getting used to being in a house and doing the things that required. It's not a question. We were going to do it this year anyhow. So this has put our hand to force our hand to have to do it, to have more control what we stick in our mouth, and from seed to plate, or ground to table at least. And we can utilize a lot of things. I think it's beneficial. Depend highly too much on our food coming from the grocery stores, and you don't know the process about how they're handling it. When I did start doing meat, I have started going to local farmers, organic farmers, for our meat anyways, because I was starting to get grossed out about, possibly what's in it. Is it what it says it is? Yeah, FDA regulating stuff. They regulate a whole lot of stuff. And people getting sick left and right. Do you truly trust that? It's your body. You have to take responsibility for it and stop handing it off to everybody else to know what you're putting in it. That's including drugs. I'm a nurse. You'd be surprised how many patients don't even bother asking you, outside of the fact of what does this do? What could this do to me? That doesn't happen too often. We're very backwards here. Very, very backwards. More people are, taking the initiative for a long time now, but not enough. It's not commonplace still. It's like a renaissance of, ooh, it's hippie, it's posh to go and get food from your local stand. No, that's the way people lived. You traded amongst each other. You did things, and you ate from the ground that you are pretty much raised on, to an extent, if you can. But I'll tell you this, those that eat meat, do check out your local farmers, because more often or not, of course, even organic, if you look around, your organic meat may very well be the same price, if not even cheaper, than the conventional meat you are finding in the grocery store. I'm in Pennsylvania. It is big for us for hunting here. A lot of people tend to, excuse me, my children are in the back room. A lot of people tend to buy whole cows and steers and have them butchered for the season. And not saying you eat all that meat, but you can split it amongst other people. You can go in for meat shares. Isn't that terrible sounding? Meat shares. Oh, thank you, Asa. Thank you. Thank you. So be mindful of that. Be very, very mindful of that. And that's what I hope, you take this from me just to heart and do your best. Okay? Take good care and talk to you another time. So long.